Get mad and I get pissed, I grab a pen and I write out a list of all the fake news channels that you might have missed. This is the new Shill List. Oh, this is just too good. Okay. Wait a minute. Because I scrolled through the recent uploads of all my many subscriptions on my wife's channel. And my good friend who supports the Maidan movement in Ukraine, and he's a Ukrainian multi-language speaker and lives in Canada. He posted this. I'm going to show a little clip of it. Basically saying it's a news story. Russian news story that says that Moldovan pro-European protesters stopped several Russians on a square to their way to the stadium and brutally beat them for no reason at all.
На, ёпта, блядь, иди пососи хуй, ёпта, блядь. Давай, блядь, иди сюда.
Those poor innocent Russians. Notice how Russian shut up sounds an awful lot like Spanish shut up. I always thought that was weird. I wonder what shut up is in Arabic. So yeah, and then the video goes on to show how just poor Russians were assaulted. And this is being played right now on Russian media. Okay. Thank you to News from Ukraine, who just independent guy with a cell phone uploading habit, who he's friends with some pretty influential people in the process. He's one of the real activists. I'm kind of a sideline activist as far as Ukraine goes. But we're both members of the Maidan News Network. We get a little newsletter and everything. It's kind of spiffy. But speaking of news, I guess I'll go ahead and pause this again. Alright, so notebook's kind of falling apart from flipping back and forth on different little mini shill lists that I made, so I tried to rip one out and conglamoratize the facate-ism with some pudding pops. And, yeah. So, this is in no order whatsoever. Except for I think there's the end, because I thought of maybe mentioning a few good guys that, well, I don't know about good guys. They're not like, angels. Their shit stinks, I'm sure. but people who at least seem to be putting forth an honest effort, whichever you prefer, an honest effort towards, you know, their own opinion, their own analysis. Um, they're not an echo chamber of the same shit with the same agenda. Okay. These are all echo chambers of the same agenda. And, well, it's logical to infer that the origin of said agenda comes from the version of this echo chamber that has the largest budget and is the original inception of it. That being RT, Russia Today. Okay. Now, I don't want to single out or name any particular flat earth shills like Eric Dubé, but okay. I think he's pretty much the only one I'm going to single out by name, but you can pretty much tell people by whether or not they cooperate and internetwork with known agenda promoters like Rob Skiba or Red Ice Radio, that kind of thing. Well, David Icke, a lot of those, the people that have been selling books off of this for fucking years, and they just change their new age shit with the times, like they all just kind of echo each other and it all evolves together and they all just, it's called a circle jerk. Anyways. All right, so let's just start with this one here. Shall we? Here, shall we? Here we, shall we? Will we, won't we? Who the fuck knows? Tomorrow, Tomo News US, Mary Greeley, World News, In the Now, Hot News, Lori Buelow, Loribuelow, BBC World News. It's nothing to do with BBC World News. Daniel Garner, same exact thing as BBC World News, which is actually Paul Begley. Gary Labarbie, Labarbee, Labarbee. Evangelist Anita Fuentes, because women are crazy too. Complex News, AMTV, Euro News, Webster Tarpley Radio, Dabo 77, Face Like the Sun, AFP. Most freaking, Politico, like, they're all bare minimum 20% infiltrated by Russian agents. Okay. The major news network. Not even mention that. But AFP is an interesting one because it's a major news network posing as an independent one. Actually, a lot of these are. The Next News Network, Right Side Radio, News Channel, Storm Clouds Gathering, The Young Turks, Test Tube News, New Earth, Russian Vids. And why I didn't want to single out any flat Earth shills like Eric Dubé, flat Earth shill, Eric Dubé, fucking shill, like the shill of all fucking shills, okay? Capitalizes on fucking Matthew Powerland's shit and then capitalizes on turning against him while still capitalizing off of his original shit. Like, he's like the Shilter Christ, okay? Schindler's Christ. I don't know. Oh yeah, facing the camera with the nice little scab that I got there because I can't. I was so excited to have a pimple on my forehead. It had been so long. I started picking at it like a teenager. Yeah, that's how well that went. Anyway, so where was I? Acne. Oh, speaking of acne, there's Eric Dubé right there. Rob Skiba, Red Ice Radio, Dark Skywatcher 74, Alex Jones, Truth Loader, Truth Tube 451, Press TV News Videos. Ruptly is just RT. Um, there's a plethora of different RT actual affiliates that claim just wide out in the open to be RT affiliates, which you probably don't realize are RT affiliates. Scott Campbell, Elite NWO Agenda, Signs of Thy Coming, Revolution is Now, U2 Be Heaven Bound, Alexandria Zenio, War News, Conflict News, Crisis News, Global Crisis News, Harvest Army, Evangelist Dina something the fuck rather, same exact person as Evangelist Nita Fuentes. Political Trash, The Lip TV, actually RT. 100 Huntley, Z News, Gabor Zolna, GABORZOLNA, Soulja of God with a J, Soulja of God, JA, SOULJA of God. Okay. Israel Bible Prophecy, Armed Forces Update. Armed Forces Update is a serious Russian propaganda channel. Spiro, SPIRO, Watch It News, etc. WOCHIT. Action Tube, Brother Daryl, X22 Report, Brother Nathaniel. He's an actual KGB agent who's fucking posed as a priest for 40 years. He's in Russia, sitting there talking in a fucking American accent to people. And basically, like, he's so ingrained with the Russian establishment, the fact that all these other fucking people, whether they know it or not, just repeat exactly the same shit that he says, should fucking tell you all you need to know. All the people who have fallen for these common traps, okay, they didn't allow you to consider, you didn't allow yourself to consider the truth as you learned these things. That one thing that you didn't consider was whether or not Russian intelligence was behind all these individual things, all these individual conspiracies. And to think that they weren't behind it, you essentially had to tell yourself that Russian intelligence was between non-existent and completely inept. This is a mistake on your part. And you need to let go of this false awakening that has grabbed so many people. Or you will be the doom of your brothers. Stefan Moilino. The Info Warrior. Secular Talk. Russia Insider. Yeah, he's inside Russia, that's for damn sure. There's nothing insider about him, though. He just fucking promotes the Kremlin false opposition line. If you absorb enough of these different people, you understand that they're programmed fucking rhetoric machines. do it for yourself. Just take a weekend and go find these fucking people and see how similarly. Just look at the fucking suggested videos. How they all just pop up with each other. Big fucking key tag circle jerk. Key tag search roll jerk. A key tag search roll jerk. Search roll jerk. Key tag search roll jerk. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say initially, but I kind of gave up on it halfway through and decided to go for circle jerk, but it was too late. So now we've done speech lessons in real time for no fucking reason. How about that? Anyway. So, blah, blah, Seeker Daily. The truth, damn it. The truth, damn it. Bring like the truth, damn it. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Top media. Democracy Now. Now, as somebody who listened to NPR and who used to kind of think, oh, Democracy Now, thanks to them, we get the inside scoop on things. I've thought that on numerous occasions. Now I listen to them, now that Russia's shown its true colors. And I just hear one echoed bullshit conspiracy after another. One over apologetic, over liberalized, no one's allowed to defend themselves but Russia kind of fucking line of thought after another. Just one after another. Communist apologetics on Democracy Now. The original fucking troll channel. Holy shit. Okay. We Are Change. Speaking of troll channels. Ron and Rand Paul, in general, are programmed rhetoric machines. Okay. Western journalism. Professor Doom 1. Change the channel. DA. Yahweh News. YWN. Any of the Yahusha Shasha Shusha Shina Mekaleka Heiny Ho motherfuckers, like whoever wants to shine your shoes, don't let them. Okay. Occupy anything. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy blah blah blah. Okay. That is proposing an illegal military solution to the problems of political process and is trying to make a cultural trend of lack of involvement in political process. And this is a very dangerous thing. And yeah, you protest. You don't occupy. They occupy Crimea. They occupy Donetsk. Okay? You don't occupy an institution within the United States of America that you happen to disagree with. Maybe if you weren't so busy being herded by all these false shepherds, you wouldn't yourself have become a wolf in sheep's clothing. Maybe if it wasn't for the fact that these get all the funding, individuals could come to the truth and actually be able to spread it. But you're being drowned out if you try to spread the truth. You're being singled out, targeted, made a mockery of for disagreeing with the status quo that claims to be the independent media. Rise Together, the name of the channel. They're certainly not trying to sow rebellion within this country. In fact, there's an actual RT affiliate channel called Revolution Now. Okay? They will tell you any fucking thing they can make up in a studio. And believe me, they got a lot of manpower. They got a lot of American accents can fool you every fucking day into thinking that it's America that can barely get out of its own way who's lying to you. Our government hasn't been functioning for quite some time, people. Our government is not out to get anybody. Our government's trying to survive. And it's because of people like this, people like you falling for the shit. Now, for those of you who haven't seen my videos before, what just happened then is I spiritually pressured the light in this room. I can do this in person. I do it a lot on camera. Okay? I can't do it like a stupid magic trick. Like, here, do it now. No. Okay? It happens when I make specific points about specific things. And it happens when I wish to communicate certain things to people who already know a great deal about what's really going on in the world. It is not the result of anything I'm doing with my hands. See, that's the darkening that comes from just light changes. Okay, what you see when I just change position after a while. See, no effect whatsoever. When I'm getting into what I'm saying, that's when the spiritual pressure happens. Okay, and that's what it is. It's magic showing up on camera. And, well, if you find that to be entertaining in some way, because you're an insecure, scared little person who's uncomfortable with things that you don't understand, then you might get really uncomfortable if you search for the man who summons lightning. Because though I did not fall from heaven as lightning, they that do right now become my bitches. Okay? Anyway, moving on. So, there's a real anonymous, and then there's a bunch of fake anonymous number this and that's. And I don't know what the fucking numbers are, but every single one of them I've seen are basically just using the anonymous name to get attention. And it's the same old shit. And actually, Anonymous, original Anonymous, complained about this a couple of years ago. Not much has been heard about them since. That's what happens when you just keep picking enemies and don't make a bunch of friends. You gotta choose a side. A line has been drawn in the sand. You can't just piss all over it and think nobody's gonna fucking target you. Okay? Now, the doctor of common sense. Kind of pretentious fucking shit bullshit. I'm the doctor of common sense. Nobody makes sense but me. Humans need to realize their place. And that their place is in no way meant to be similar to my place. Saved by Grace 009. Oh my god, it's an Illuminati number. Sorry. Believers Central, Seho Song, Disciples of Jesus Christ, Cheyenne, Lords, Warriors for Christ. Cheyenne, Lords, Warriors for Christ. Brother Darrell. Oh, I already mentioned Jonathan Kleck. The Jonathan Kleck. The Jonathan Kleck. Clackety clack, bitch. Face in Tree. End Times. Saved by Grace 0909. Okay. All right. Doc Ids, Dockidds. John Lockett, World Must Wake Up. Clockers, The Christian Channel News and Sermon, The Daily Conversation, Little Angel, Scrawny to Brawny, number 2. Scrawny to Brawny. Secret Barack NWO. Exposed Apostasy. All-Time Conspiracies, another actual RT. Testimony of the Two. And there is definitely some bizarre Russian-funded two witnesses thing happening today. You think God's a sexist? Maybe they're the two witnesses, and my wife and I are. Maybe God's just such a clueless dick that he just chooses men at random to be better than everybody else. And it is certainly not the case that instead, actually, God and Goddess just came here and taught the shit to you yourself because we didn't want any one person thinking that they had the right to the narcissistic bullshit that comes out of my mouth. Oh, it's different when I say it. Okay? I don't like to say it. I don't like being me. Okay? People who go with the whole Satan syndrome where they want to be like the Most High God, they don't really know what they're asking for. Okay? It's nothing but trouble. I have to speak from authority because there's shit that only I know. And every now and again, some really powerful things bullshit all of you. Once that happens, I can't really blame you for being a bunch of morons. Okay? And once that happens, the cycle of intelligent life ceases. And your progress as a species discontinues. It no longer functions. Right now, the world is literally just at its throat, at each other's throats, for no other reason than being at each other's throats. And this is all caused from an external source. The whole point of this channel is to announce the reasons why you need to stop pointing fingers at each other and start pointing them at yourselves. Because you're all completely misled. And it's not your fault. Okay? Still pisses me off sometimes. But it's not your fault. Okay? And that's why I'm not ending the world, as it were. Technically, actually already did happen. Posted video of that too. But where you're at right now is not here. You're not in Kansas anymore, Toto, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is a spiritual reality. Okay? Not a ball floating in heaven. Okay? I'll go ahead and reiterate this point right now. The entirety of the Neoplatonic heliocentric movement was to metaphorically establish the concept of Babylon. Okay? Babylon being the tower that wanted to reach into the heavens so that man could commune with God by means of works, by means of conquest, okay? By means of accomplishment in the physical world, okay? By means of possession, by means of greed, basically. Well, what does the heliocentric model, if adopted, do? Okay. Consciousness dictates reality. God's consciousness dictates the foreground of the forebearer of all realities. Okay. But God, creating us in his image, has allowed us to consciously be aware. And consciousness doesn't create reality, it shapes it. There's a fine line between those two definitions. How far do I want to go with this particular lesson within a lesson? Well, essentially, what you have is the mutual understanding trying to cause what's referred to as a paradigm shift. They were trying to get enough people to believe concretely that not only was the world in the heavens where it could commune with God, but that those gods have been trying to communicate with us for a long, long time. Ancient alien theory in general, that's what it all led up to. Okay. And I don't think Tom Cruise looks like me. Okay. All right, so decided to go with a punchline instead of a very thorough explanation. I have more about that in videos entitled Manifesto Reality, Manifestorial Reality. And I've discussed this at length before. Basically, that end of the world thing that I uploaded was the point at which the ball almost came to be. And then I decided that it wasn't. It never was. Okay. And for more information on how that works, perhaps you should look into correlations between Jesus Christ and time travel. That doesn't sound silly at all, does it? Anyway. So, did this one, did this one. Okay. Nostradamus P. Third Eagle Books. I'm gonna blow my nose. Okay. Just gonna try not breathing through it and see how long it takes it to all drip out. So. Alright. I think that's all of the Shill List. Yes. Okay. There's a lot more of them. Just, I got 3 pages. I got 4. So, shout out to a couple of good guys that I've found. Chris White does some interesting stuff. Round Saturn's Eye. He gets lost in his own mystery dabbling, but he seems well intended. Okay. And it's just interesting, the stuff that he comes up with. It's interesting. But I recommend people be informed and spiritually on their guard about all things all the time. So don't take anybody's word for just their word, you know. Use your heart. Use what God's taught you in the Word of God already. Well, okay, so speaking of which, Keith Twoof and Queenie Cameron, they seem to use their hearts and the Word of God pretty well. KEEF TWOOF. Okay. Real Crusades history. Can't stress that enough. Good work. Okay. Bible Creation Land. It's a kind of Bible-based flat Earth little channel that popped up a while back. I don't know if they're still uploading stuff, but they do good work. Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes seems to be perfectly legitimate to me. That comes after a second recommendation from another person who, despite Eric Dubé's little fucking video, not a shill, just an honest person. Honest people say things that can get themselves into trouble from time to time. When people are way too fucking careful about what they say all the time, that's when you should be suspicious. Okay, Math Boylan, Powerlin, whatever, Mr. fucking Wizard. Okay, I can actually see my snot coming out of my nose. Hold on. I'm allergic to trolls. I don't know what the fuck. Wrote down all these fucking troll channel names. It's just, okay. I thought I wasn't sick anymore, but apparently I was wrong. Maybe it's all in my head. No, literally my sinuses. So, the NASA channel. Well, as far as flat Earth goes, there wouldn't be much of a flat Earth movement if it wasn't for the NASA channel. Alright? So, anybody wants to talk shit about math, just stop taking part in flat Earth. That's your fucking honorable option. Okay? You can't. I mean, it's treachery. If you don't want to be a treacherous person, don't be one of these fucking shills. Okay? Being a treacherous person is worthy of damnation. Okay? And that's more than just the result of the hell you fucking make for yourself when you die. That's the hell that everybody else makes for you because they have pleaded to God and God has judged justly in their favor against you. Okay? So, nose is nice and blown. I can actually, I can breathe. The darkness is fading. The shill storm is over. Like and subscribe.